Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This Shabbos is a very special Shabbos. Shabbos HaGadol. It's the great Shabbos. It was on this day, the exact day, the 10th of Nisan, which will be tomorrow, in the year 2448, that the Jewish people had their great salvation by the killing of the firstborn son, the final plague, in which the Jewish people were able to leave Egypt. It was only with this Shabbos, with this great Shabbos, that they were able to have the Yetziah, the exit from Mitzrayim. And the reason for that is because the reality is that from a natural perspective, the Jews did not deserve to have a salvation. One of the words of Pesach doesn't just mean Passover, but it means mercy, because God had mercy on the Jewish people. After being slaves for 210 years, they weren't great Jews. They were adulterers, they were thieves, they were murderers. To a certain extent, they looked exactly like the Egyptians. So much so that they had to go through this whole process of transformation. It says that they did have three things which are very critical, and that is their Jewish identity. They had their names, they kept their names, they kept their clothing, and they kept their language. But from a perspective of keeping Torah and mitzvot, it was non-existent. And so they didn't have any value or emunah or faith to leave Egypt. Nevertheless, this Shabbos, the Shabbos HaGadol, the great Shabbos, gave them that energy. Shabbos is a little bit of it's a me'ein olam haba. It's almost like a small of the piece of the world to come. A time messianic era, a time of peace and serenity, a time of quiet and joy. That is what Shabbos represents. And so it's the great Shabbos before Pesach, which really gives us the energy to have the Yetziah Mitzrayim. Now we know in every single generation, it says, B'chol dar v'dar chayev adam liras es atzma ki iliyat Mitzrayim. In every single generation, we have to see ourselves as if we have left Egypt. We read the Passover Seder, we get prepared for Passover, and what are we doing? Why is this all about? We're not commemorating something that happened in the history 3,500 years ago in the year 2448. And because of that, we don't eat leavened bread for 7, 8 days. We don't have, we have to search our homes. We have to do this whole transformative process of our homes, of making ourselves cleaning. We don't eat any chametz. Why do we do this? And the answer is it's deeper than just remembering something that happened in the past. But it's realizing that every single year, God gives us the opportunity to be able to exit our own Meitzarim, Yetziah, to leave our own boundaries. You see, in life we get very comfortable. All of us, we get very comfortable in our comfort space. We like to be around our own people. We like to be around our own homes. We like to be around our own workplace. We don't like to try the new things. And in many ways, a creature of habit is a good thing when it comes to a cycle of a day. But in many ways, it also creates a prison for us that we're not able to break out and explore and create. And so some of the greatest creations and the greatest of innovations is only because a chance was taken. And so too, in the Yetzias Mitzrayim makes it time to take a chance in our spirituality. A lot of us get very comfortable in our spiritual elements, that this is who we are, this is our level, we're not willing to grow spiritually. But Nisan comes, the first of the month, the time of the renewal. The time of the Jewish people is for us to break out, to get out of our comfort zone, to Yetziah HaMitzarim, to break out of our boundaries. And it's this Shabbos, by keeping this Shabbos, that gives us that extra energy, that Neshama Yisera, that allows us to be able to exit and break out of ourselves, break out of our mold, break out of our shell, and to be able to become truly free people. And that is really what we're celebrating this coming Wednesday. That's why we have to get rid of the chametz. When we get rid of the chametz, it's not just physical chametz, but it's our spiritual chametz. We burn our chametz. When we finish burning our chametz, we say, Yehi Ratzo, may it be that all of our spiritual chametz, our spiritual leaven, our spiritual ego should be disappeared, and we create a vessel for God's blessings. And so as we go into this Shabbos of Nisan, Shabbos of miracles, may we only have tremendous blessings, revealed blessings, and a time which we be able to celebrate the ultimate blessing, just as I have shown you wonders, so just as I have taken you out of Egypt, so may I show you wonders. May we have the ultimate blessing of a time of peace and serenity, a time which will be Shabbos for all year long, with the coming of Mashiach very soon in our days. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.